Hey everybody, Rodman here. Thanks for tuning in to the Philosopher King, a RimWorld royalty series about being a benevolent ruler. A little recap of the rules and goals we have for our wee society. And then of course a reminder that it is a choose your own adventure series, which means periodically you'll get the chance to vote upon goals and projects that I'll be prioritizing to work on. So a little recap of what is going on. We have dismantled the mech cluster that was harassing us a little bit. And then we went to one of the two psychic droners. So we have this crew here that went to the northeast to take out the psychic droner. One of the things I was going to do is to send probably Ervanath, which runs a little bit of a risk because she is a pacifist. But run Ervanath up to them with animals that have a carry weight so that we can bring home some of the materials. We can bring home stuff like, urns or components or whatever else that's here that we could make use of. So that's still the plan. I'm just going to wait for Ervanath to wake up. If we check the quests, I do have this paid fighting quest that I'm still on the fence about because it would require me to kill a considerable amount of Night Fiends, and for a reward that I actually don't care much for. Our social skills are already pretty high, as is our mining. Alright, so Ervanath seems up. She just... Okay, so she's ready to go. So what we're going to do is set up a little caravan for her. So take the animals and lead them. We'll bring the kibble along, and that's about it. I'm not even going to worry about beds or anything like that, because we'll be there and back inside of a day. Now everybody else at the outpost, the worry here is some of the stuff that is worth something is about to get burned. I don't much like that, so let's take a look at their needs. Their rest needs, everybody but Talon's rest needs are sort of satisfied enough. I know it's 5 in the morning, but I was really hoping to save this component and the turrets. So we'll just keep beating back this fire. This is a chance for us to get ahead of the component trades that we have. Hopefully. Alright, so Ervanath is traveling here. Alright, so that broke down, but that's okay. It broke down into components. So another thing I could do to keep this a little bit more safe is to just create a stockpile. And she's already here. Create a stockpile and get on out of here. So what I think I'm going to do is go ahead and uninstall all of the turrets that I might want to bring home. We could just manually bring home the batteries. That's fine. Alright, you guys. That's probably good enough. Just get this northern patch. And we'll get on our way. We should have enough carry weight to pick up these turrets and bring them home. Now, I could use the turrets for perimeter defenses. I could also use them for components, one or the other. We also have a ton of urns to break down, if we want it. Or not break down, but claim, so that we could deliver them. Alright, I think everything that we wanted to undo is done. So let's go reform caravan. I'll be able to bring the urns back, and this will allow me to gift them to allies that lose fighters on our map tile in order to, repay for the loss. Okay, so fortunately we had enough carry weight for everything. Once these guys get home, they're going to need a lot of R&R because they got pretty high stress The uranium slug turret research just got done. I did have a suggestion from Ben Kov, who mentioned survival meals would be a really smart way to get through the backlog of meat, considering I do, in fact, need travel meals, and it's a pretty easy way to get processed through your meat is, the use of survival meals. So we'll get that going. So everybody's home, and now we have the beautiful task of dumping everything. Loving Bison. Empire Spirit, making a request. Favorite pet, Joy, 11 days here. 3 royal favor. Sure, I will look after your bison. That's no problem. We're right now looking after, we're already looking after camels. The camels that we have right now, I think, shuttle arrives in a day and a half. Yeah, so I guess we're becoming pet sitters. I'm sort of okay with this. Now, we have a lot of major break risks right now. Okay, you guys should not be sleeping there. 0. And Shay. Actually, Shay, you should have a bed with Fastopia. Now, there are mods, of course, that help you to save bed assignments that I currently do not have installed and don't plan on it, as this is other than the temperature mod, which shows both Fahrenheit and Celsius, there are no other mods running, and I intend to keep it that way. It wouldn't hurt, actually, to activate this Psychic Soother. Bubbaloo, Talon, Poppy, Ervanath, Shay, they're all, especially given the droner, a little bit more on edge than they normally are. So, the use of these steel turrets, a part of me thinks I'll break them down for components, a part of me thinks I'll use them for perimeter defenses. So one of the advantages of a steel turret is if I move the turret, let's see, if I move it here, well, that actually is not where I would want to cover. So, one of the concepts of defending against sappers is if you line the perimeter of your base with turrets, they don't even really need to be plugged in, crazy enough. If you line the base, your base with turrets, you will dissuade sappers from bothering to sap, which is a pretty powerful tool. So a bunch of huskies joined me. I already have one male husky, so I'm only going to keep the other male. The 2 females here, I will trade. I'll run a little trade caravan sooner or later. All right, so I'm just going to line up my urns here, which is a pretty weird thing to do. But line up my urns so I repair them, and if I have guests that die, I will gift them an urn. I just want to get the urns repaired. But right now I don't need to set up the, I don't really need to set up all of the turrets for perimeter defense. A, I don't have enough of them anyway. And B, you know, I have other projects to be working upon, so it's lower priority. Now, we did say a hospital. Hospital is going to require medicine, so that is part of the, you know, sort of priority queue. I want to set up some backup batteries. This is going to be a temporary spot for them. Just going to add a little power switch so we can turn them on and off at will. But I'll use the 2 batteries that we claimed from the Psychic Droner. Alright, we have a siege of Night Fiends. They're arriving in transport pods to the southeast or east-southeast. Chances are the weapons that I'm going to want for this fight are all sniper rifles. Ideally, you want to outrange them. Now, anyone that doesn't have a sniper rifle could easily be utilized on turrets. So I am going to head this one out. Now, ideally what you want to do is you want to wait for them to get resupplied. So what weapons do they have? They've got two triple launchers, which is a little dangerous. Not going to lie. And they also have 3 sniper rifles. So this isn't a walk in the park. I think the best bet is to call for... I hate to do it because we're supposed to be benevolent. But to call for royal aid and have the royal aid sort of tank for us. It's not ideal, but it will keep us safe, maybe at the cost of some royal aid allies. So I'm waiting to call in royal aid until these guys here get supplied with their mortar materials. And then I'm going to hold fire on my own turrets, because I don't want to fire early. So they're going to be supplied, as you can see. Boom. All right, they are now supplied. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let my shooters rip. I'm going to aim for their shells. But I'm actually... Oh, Pukesberry. Everybody else get to the barn here. Pukes was trying to steal their stuff, I suspect. Alright, they're assaulting the colony, which is sort of what I suspected. So call royal aid. I'm just going to do a standard troopers squad, which is the smallest amount, or the weakest royal aid squad that we can muster. Additionally, I'm going to have my shellers. Not that I suspect that they'll actually hit Blanca. No, they have 2 triple launchers. So they have Blanca and... I'm trying to find the other one. Gibbs. Alright, Blanca and Gibbs. I might need more. So this is what a trooper squad looks like, just 4 of them. Talon, I'm going to separate you out a little bit. Now, they are going to flee once they suffer 50% or greater losses. So the idea here is to kill them quickly. I don't know what... This trooper squad is weird. They're about to get tripled. So what I'm doing is just trying to focus fire on individual targets that I think are going to be easy-ish to take down. So I am within range of... Let me drop a smoke pop on myself. Alright, I hear triples being launched at Kisidio. That is not a corpse I'm going to need to return. Alright, Mathis did take a little bit of a hit. Empire Spirit is fleeing. The minigunner that was shooting at me is dead. The other minigunner will be firing in a moment. Now, the other issue is they still do have sniper rifles, and Gibbs used his... Was there a second... Hang on, let me zoom out. So all of the triples are out of play now, which is what I like to see. So the other thing I could do to make it a little bit safer is use my own kill box and walls. So right now I have an open path into the kill box, and that's going to be a lot safer than an open field shootout. Faustopia already got shot in the head, so I got actually pretty lucky that that was not more serious. What I'm going to do here is just tell Faustopia and Mathis to rest real quick while Bubbaloo tends to them, but instead of running to go get medical supplies, I'm just going to do Dr. Care No Meds with my other guys and gals heading up north to the wall. Assault rifles included. Now at this point, it would be wise for me to ditch my my sniper rifles because they're lower DPS than assault rifles. Switch to switch to assault rifles and get to that wall. So that's exactly what I'm doing, is switching, doing a quick swap of weapons. Talon, actually come on back here. If they want to straggle like this, I could definitely take out some of the stragglers. Alright, you only have a bruise, so I'm going to have... Mathis, you are going to switch weapons, head north. They're about to actually come in, so let me power everything up. Yanshui, Poppy, head to the doors. Talon, you are going to go for Mr. Bashador. Alright, first one through the door died pretty quickly. Alright, Hammer got hammered. Let's go after... So, the simple... Oh, they're getting in a social fight. That's pretty funny. The simple act of Talon being out here is causing some of their would-be fighters to... Okay, you're dead too. I don't know why you rushed me. Some of their fighters to come south, splitting their forces, which is a very good thing. Okay, so the next few in the door are not dangerous. They're pretty underarmed. Lumi decides to get in a melee fight. One of them had a smoke pot belt. Alright, Mathis is brawling with them. I'm going to have him back up. I'm going to have Talon re-enter over here. So splitting their forces is a pretty smart thing to do. Alright, Mathis, you got bruised up. I'm going to have you take cover. And now they are officially fleeing. Castro, are you someone... Okay, a misandrist is not someone I necessarily want to befriend. So Mathis, thank you for your service. What I'm going to do is capture him and release him. That is the benevolent thing to do. And then I don't think... Okay, Faustopa, did you get... No, you did not get additional injuries. Let's see. Empire of Spirit. We've 1, 2, 3... 3 of you, and the fourth one was melted. He got tripled until he didn't exist. This does offer me a bunch of pack of survival meals, cloth, shells, which are all things that, of course, we could use. Yeah. So I'm excited that we got a siege. Siege actually kind of was nice, oddly enough, because it's going to offer us a lot of materials that we were a little lower on. So, Mr. Castro, I'm going to release you once you're healed up. Animals, let's get you all back to hauling. I do need to do a trade run down to my trading partner, or someone, because I'm starting to get a lot of stuff again. I don't have a dedicated stock room or anything like that, so. Alright, so Mathis only really got bruised, but he was stopping those shooters, especially the ones with, like, the miniguns, from doing more damage that they could have obviously had done. So I suspect how about we do it like this? Oh. I'm going to set up a dead bodies. It's going to be bigger than this. A dead bodies for human likes. And I'm not going to allow colonist corpses. Not that we have a dead colonist. There was a lot of gear on them. Castro, you don't have... Okay, you only have a duster, and you don't even have pants on, so I'm not all that worried about stripping him for gear. Stash of goodies expired. That's fine. Something I could do now that I have the resources for it, and it would be a very kind thing to do, is get a hospital bed. Hospital beds allow you to heal up significantly faster than a standard bed, and for someone like Mathis, that would be actually very, very useful right now. So, it's just a good hospital bed. That kind of hurts me a little bit, but also getting a vitals monitor. Now, this isn't going to be the hospital. This, of course, is all temporary. I think you all know this, but I do hope to... both are good? Come on, Zero. You're level 17. Okay. Well, regardless of the quality of the hospital bed, they're going to be better than regular beds. Oh, Faust. And Mathis. Alright, and then this wooden end table actually just gets deconstructed. Zero, where did you go off to? Sorry, I know you're eating. Let's get this vital monitor installed. So, the benefits, let me explain. A regular hospital bed has a medical 10 quality offset, which increases the quality of the meds, which also goes up by the fact that there's a vitals monitor. And then the simple fact of laying in a hospital bed gives you increased wounds heal speed, which is a pretty important thing when you're as wounded as Mathis is. It also increases surgery success chances and stuff like that, so definitely something good to be done. Alright, another thing I want to do is Zero. Instead of rest, I know, you deserve it, but instead of rest, start cutting through the corpses. Oh, Bubbaloo. You have an assault rifle and you couldn't kill a rabbit. Just self-tend. Alright, at this point, I'm going to reassign industrial tech meds to everybody. After Bubbaloo heals his rabbit bites. I really, really, really want Zero to be able to go to sleep. But with Castro going a little crazy. Here, one thing I could do is animals. Angelia, could you deal with Castro? Thank you. I didn't really want Zero or anyone else to get hurt, and... Oh, you don't need to tend to her. And having guard pets is exactly what the animals are for, so... Sending in a bear to deal with the berserked prisoner, in my opinion, is a pretty good idea. Alright, Evernath, you should no longer be a doctor. So a lot of these guns here, like these miniguns, are not bio-coded, which is a very good thing. It means that I'll be able to use them, which is fantastic. If I want miniguns. They have pretty limited range, but their DPS is pretty ridiculous as far as DPSs go. Oh, shuttle has arrived for my 3 dromedaries. I guess I didn't get to profit from the pregnancy. As I'm sure you've noticed, they never gave birth. So let's carry them over and shuttle them out. Quest completed. Proud dromedars. So this was the related quest, just as a reminder. I gain a little royal favor. Not too much, but hey, you know, every little bit counts. So if we take a look at the bio, I am an level 8 Baron. Getting pretty close to count, actually. I'm 12 away from count. Once Joy leaves, I'll be 11 out of 20. So yeah, we're pushing ahead. Alright, Mathis and Zero are both bloodlust. I think once Zero gets up, I want to remove the corpses from my my kill box as fast as I can so that it doesn't ruin people's moods. And then, of course, go after the last droner. There's not much I can do about the volcanic winter, other than prepare to deal with the cold weather and all that. But the drone is something I could definitely deal with. So Zero, once you're done playing poker, go cue the cremation. I'm going to move the chem fuel stockpile because I no longer am making shells consistently. I'm going to move this, oh, come on, let me, there. I'm going to move it outdoors, and then when we manufacture it, move it to chem fuel stockpile. And that way, if it blows up, it doesn't do damage to the base so much. And as you can see, we've been hauling in the materials that the siegers, brought with him, like the package of survival meals and all these statues and whatnot. So if I'm heading to this psychic droner, I might as well head over to Ezwa and give them a whole lot of gifts to try to befriend Ezwa. If you take a look at the faction menu, they are a rough Outlander union, so it's going to be tough to try to befriend them, because they're always going to be lowering. Every season, they're going to lower their relationship with me a little bit. But we're supposed to be benevolent, and Outlander unions could really prove to be useful allies. So probably tomorrow morning, that will be the first thing I do. I also need to expand this stockpile, because we're storing shells inside, which is a no-no. This is critical, and this is low. There we go. No, don't do that. Come on. Haul it outside. You're killing me. Oh, I understand why they couldn't. Because the dogs had already queued up to be in that spot. Alright, so I think what we'll do is we'll run a caravan with pack animals down to Ezwa, donate everything that we think is worthy of donation, and then head over to the droner with an unknown possible threat, which means bringing a considerable amount of our people, just because, you know, we don't want to be ill-prepared. So we have still a pretty decent amount of steel on the overhead map, meaning we don't really need to go subterranean or anything like that to obtain steel. Poppy's also smelting it. expand this a little bit more. So I have a little bit more chem fuel than that. There we are. I think I'll wait until Mathis is fully healed before I go. It's going to be important that I have fully healed combatants for the psychic droner. It would be needlessly reckless of me to go early and unprepared. Also, need to head to the Empire of Spirit, one of their outposts, and give them 4 urns for their fallen compatriots, their trooper squad that sacrificed their lives for the protection of our community. Unfortunately, I figured that that was going to happen. They sadly didn't really have that much of a chance. With all the mechs that we've been getting, I think recon armor and pulse charge munitions are going to be pretty key. Okay, so Mathis is up. I guess what I'll do is I'll head out. So let's figure out who we're sending. I think what I will do is leave a shadow crew. Leave Shay and Faustopia at home. So 0. And I'm going to swap back to sniper rifles. Faustopia, grab assault rifle. Or, yeah. Faustopia and Shay, I think I'll leave behind. So Chris and Poppy. Oh, this one's biocoded? Okay. Okay. World. Caravan. So, Talon, 0. Actually, 0, you stay here. Chris, Yanshui, Mathis, Poppy. Bubbaloo with an assault rifle. I know it's a little bit different. All of the pets. We are going to take all of the kibble. Package survival meals, pemmican. I'm going to have to change their meals around. And then, of course, the first trip, we are bringing things as gifts. So I'm going to bring a bunch of these wooden statues. And then I'm going to bring a bunch of these weapons that I don't really need. I don't intend to really ever use a chain shotgun or any of these other things. Alright, what else? Bedrolls. I'm not going to count up. I'm just going to bring what I suspect is enough bedrolls and hope I'm right. What else? We have Yo-Yo and Go Juice that we can donate. And a whole lot of light leather as well. Alright. And we're going to go to the neighbor's place first. And then we'll head to the droner. So as far as assignments go, if we check travel foods here, travel foods are going to... I want travel foods to just basically be anything. Maybe even berries and agave. So it's sort of like everything that you could possibly need, you'll eat. Alright, we'll get this caravan underway. Hopefully before they have mental breaks, because a mental break really derails a caravan and makes it take a lot longer to leave the map tile. So fingers crossed. Okay, so they are now traveling to offer gifts to Eswa, or Eswa. While a bit of a shadow crew holds down the base. Alright, playing billiards. So, my tailor. So these pants, here's what I want to do. Double strand. I want to start actually cranking out double strand everything that I can. And I'll leave the Thrumbo for royal stuff. So even a cowboy hat. Okay, so that's a good cue for 0. I don't think I could make some pain stoppers. That would actually be a pretty benevolent thing to do for all the people that have torso scarring. I do have a significant amount of torso scars, as you can see here, that cause a little bit of pain. I think right now she's on ambrosia, so she's not feeling it. 0 also has a pain stopper, so I think pain stoppers would be a good thing to do as well. But I don't think there's anything else in this queue that I want. Oh, Shay's making the pain stopper. Okay. So we're going to start to get nice clothing. So these guys are using bedrolls, using 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's enough bedrolls for everybody. That's good. Uh-oh. Oh, no. I guess I really should have brought the Huskies as gifts as well. Sorry, everybody. I'm going to have to wake you up. The power surge, unfortunately, hit our Huskies. And they're not really stopping, dropping, or rolling. So the resale value of these Huskies are going to be fairly terrible. Wounds make it so that they don't... Wounds make pets less valuable, I guess, is the long and short of it. So we should patch them up. Now, I don't think we have a doctor in the house. Oh, no, Festopia, you're a bit of a doc. Could I wake you up and have you tend to these Huskies? Quest expires, so the paid fighting expires, but that wasn't something we were planning on doing. And we have 1 week left for the bison. Alright, got it. These guys should be up and at 'em in a minute. And then we'll finally get rid of that psychic droner that has been plaguing our guys for quite some time now. Looks like... Oh, boy. Alright, so we've got a sapper raid from multiple angles. Now, the problem with this is we only have 4 people left. These are all brawlers, so that's not too bad. So I think the plan here will be to just systematically... first off, I could use the animals, but I'm going to put them in the barn for now. Systematically deploy all of these turrets that I got. Around the base, around the valuable parts of the base. Just so that no matter what their point of ingress is, there's going to be overlapping fields of fire. So I'm going to have them all spring into action. It is also, unfortunately, going to drain my batteries a little bit. So what I'm going to do is shut down a lot of the production that I have. Chris and Bubbaloo aren't home, so I don't need the research on either. And then another good thing to do would be to try to head on out and tackle one of these groups early. But I probably need... 0, let's give you a minigun. And Fostopia, go carry that. So there's 5, 5, and 4. Whoa, okay. So here's the gifts. That was a little interruptive. So we were at negative 50-ish with them. I don't... Oh, yeah, no, we brought enough. Okay, so now they are neutral, plus 19 with us. But I'm not going to be focusing on that. So their breach point is here. These guys' breach point down there. It's possible, but not that probable, that someone goes through the front gate. Alright, so their first breacher is dead. That's good. Just going to keep moving around and redeploying. Okay, Owl, are you camping the door I'm at? It really does look like they're coming in this front. Nope, maybe not, yeah. Sappers are usually programmed to not commit suicide on gates and doors and the like. So what I'm planning on doing is getting rid of the western attackers. Alright, so your breach point is here. This is the group that I really need to worry about, because they're going to easily overwhelm the turret there in no time. So let me focus on these. Alright, this group's fleeing. This next group is the danger one. Now Blue is going to find himself in a world of hurt, because he's breaching a wall that is covered in turrets. These guys did some bashing, but then they backed up, because I do have double walls, and the advantage of the double walls is, you know, you've got a lot more protection. So while they're messing with this turret, I'm just going to be shooting at them. There's no way for me to turn off this turret, because it was not... I didn't have dead power or anything like that. But this group no longer... I'm not that fearful from them. So let's keep looking around. So we've got 2 in the south, 1 at our kill box. Alright, so that group's fleeing. I like how he's bashing the door. Oh, that was not necessary. Alright, Ervanath, go capture. I guess I could down and release. Oh, stop. Okay, that one's dead. Blue stopped bashing, so let me turn these off. Fox is trying to bash his way out. I don't want more damage to our base than we already have. And then Ervanath, I'm going to temporarily make you be able to doctor. Okay, I didn't mean to get stabbed needlessly, but there we go. Now they're fleeing. 0 capture, and then that is it. Yep, that's everybody. So Ervanath, go tend to them. Faustopia, go capture. 0, you're going to heal yourself. There's going to be a lot of little repairs to be done, because obviously there's holes all over our walls. But having the double walls definitely slowed them down. They only really breached in one spot. Alright, so the enemy, perfect timing, just arrived at the Psychic Droner. I don't know what the threat's going to be, so I'm going to stick my animals in the corner here and then proceed carefully. Now, there's no turrets here, but it could certainly be some sort of ambush. The person to suss out said ambush would be... okay, let's switch. Ervanath. As soon as that is done, switch patients. 1 and 2. Faustopia is a better doctor and is going to patch Nax up faster. Underground are kind. That's not a bad mix. But of course, capturing prisoners and like brainwashing them to switch sides isn't really all that benevolent either. So it's a possibility that I would do it, but I'd really want to be careful about doing it. So I'm having Talon proceed, and I'm going to try to keep... Okay, it is an ambush. I was going to try to keep Talon within skip distance of Bubbaloo, so that Bubbaloo could skip him to safety. But this is just a bunch of tribals, so not much of a threat. Alright, they're fleeing. Now, there might be other threats here. Oh, hold your fire. There might be other threats here, so it's best if we don't just keep on our toes. But I think we're... Nope, don't shoot him. I think we're through the worst of it. Zero, did you get... No, you haven't been patched up yet. Alright, we'll blow that up in due time, and then everybody's going to feel a lot better mentally. Alright, so I think the deal with these guys, I'm going to release both. Cool. We no longer have a psychic droner, so that should fade in just a second. Reforming caravan, grabbing their pemmican components. I'll even take the slag and the steel, weapons that we could smelt down, and some urns. Alright, and then Faustopia, you should tend to 0. Alright, don't bother rebuilding that turret. I don't really want crummy turrets. Most of the ash had settled, so Faustopia, you're eating raw berries. Shay, you need material. Oh, why is this suspended? Oh, this is supposed to be a lot higher. Wait, wasn't it? So, I guess everything just ended all at once, which is pretty cool. We got rid of the psychic droners, and then we got rid of the, volcanic winter, really at the same time. So these turrets here, I'm going to uninstall. They serve their purpose. And, well, you know the deal. I'm just about out of time, guys. So, if you have any tips, tricks, feedback for me, do drop me a line. And if I like what you have to say, I'll read it out on air, like I did with Ben Cobb's suggestion of survival meals. If you're a patron of mine and have ideas for an episode or a goals and projects to work on, drop them into the Discord channel. If you'd like to become a patron, just go to patreon.com/Rhodamon. It starts at like $1 a month, and you can start submitting ideas for the polls. If you haven't already joined Discord, go to Rhodamon.com. Also, the link's there to join Discord. Thanks for watching, everybody. I really, really appreciate it. Adios.